Yo, for most of my life, I was stuck in my head, completely trapped, and it was like an invisible. I felt that way invisible. People didn't acknowledge me, just didn't care what I had to say in social situations. Instead of vibing, I was like overthinking everything, caught up in my analysis paralysis. My mind was like spinning in a hamster wheel. Should I have said that? Should I have done that? What's my next move? I'd escape into my phone, just scrolling through meaningless apps and dodge the discomfort any way I could. It was like lugging around a backpack filled with rocks, okay, keeping me down. And I couldn't bring myself to approach that stunning girl, even though I had some friends. I never really felt like part of a big crew. But the worst part was these mental blocks were stopping me from having great experiences that could actually level up my confidence. And let's keep it real. My story isn't unique because society conditions us to play it small, to not rock the boat. And, if you step up as a confident guy, you might get labeled as narcissistic or arrogant. And we're programmed from that early on. Maybe you had an embarrassing moment back in the day, and that incident wrote a whole script in your mind about your life, and it's messing up your inner psychology. And because most people are stuck in their own insecurities, if you try to rise above it, you get pulled back down. Crabs in the bucket style, right? When you hop online looking for solutions, you just hear the same thing. Dress better, hit the gym, make eye contact, stack more cash. And of course, there's the classic, fake it till you make it, which I have tried, but it's like putting on a mask. People can sense when you're not being authentic, especially the woman. So they've got radar for that stuff. And it wasn't until I dove really deep studying psychology and inner games of the mind, I discovered the real path to genuine connections, all right? It's like recently, I rolled up to a party where I knew no one except the host, literally. And before, that would have freaked me out. But, at this point in my life, I'm vibing, connecting with people, genuinely just enjoying myself. And when I share this story with someone, they couldn't believe I used to be so insecure. They said, I never would have guessed. Now you're so confident and engaging. It hit me how much things have really shifted, to be honest with you. And I've come to see that real confidence is like a master key. It opens the doors that you didn't even know existed. It's a key that grants you access to all sorts of opportunities. Think about it. Guys like Michael Jordan, Elon Musk, even Kanye, they've been called arrogant or delusional by some, but there's this confidence they had that propelled them into greatness. And here's the thing, once you tap into that level of confidence, some people might feel threatened. They'll say you're arrogant or whatever, but you have something they don't for attracting women, getting opportunities, gaining respect. This is it. And it's wild how much you can change. Back then, I'd walk into a store feeling invisible or worse, not get any attention at a restaurant. And because I carried myself that way, people treated me differently. They treat me with a natural level of respect even before I say anything. So here are the steps to unleash that confidence, right? As quickly as possible, every day, so you're no longer stuck or have anything holding you back from your true potential. Let's dive in. Step 1, recognize your conditioning. First, you need to recognize you have been conditioned. Most people don't actually know themselves on a deep level, which means they have zero clarity on their current identity, which is strange, right? When that's the case, you can't really make a long-term change. It doesn't matter like, oh, I'm Mark, I'm an accountant, I have a dog named Ralph. I'm talking about peeling back the layers here and getting down to your core image, the true beliefs that hold you back, which is different than the surface level stuff you have about yourself. Those beliefs, okay? Those are just ego. A quick way to peel back some of the layers is to find your core values. What are the things that you've always valued, both in people and in life in general? For example, me, I've always been about authenticity. I've always wanted to live my life on my own terms. I always wanted to never be tied down by social expectations or people. I've always craved freedom. Then you look into your past, find traumatic events, any programming from your parents, anything that would have conditioned you to be insecure, and you acknowledge it. That way you separate your current self. For me, one thing is I used to grow up with many friends who actually were more outgoing than me. They were popular, got all the attention, and I always felt like I was in their shadow. And that created all kinds of unconscious habits for me, like, being more quiet, letting others speak for me, putting other people on a pedestal. And finally, the crucial part is all you need to do is build your self-awareness. Imagine instead of identifying with every thought that pops up in your head, you observe those thoughts and you're not attached to them. You can decide what you want to do with them. Imagine how much power that gives you when your mind isn't always, leading to negative things to keep you insecure. And once you develop the skill, you can study your mind and where it's leading you. All right. And thus you will figure out what your true identity is. Because like I said, your identity is what drives your subconscious. And the best method to build this skill is through specific types of meditation, not woo-woo stuff, sitting on a mountain, like practical self-awareness techniques that build mindfulness. Step 2, align with your ideal self. Now, whether you're aware of it or not, you have an ideal version of yourself. And this version of you is capable of accomplishing all things you want in life. It has all the good habits you desire, the positive traits, the high level confidence. Thing is, you're not there yet. Your current self, your current identity, we're working on that. See, so most of your insecurity comes from the fact that there's a gap between your current self and your ideal self. And the longer you go without working on closing that gap, the wider it gets and the more insecure you feel. So subconsciously, by the way. So this requires some imagination, some visualizations. I want you to close your eyes, picture the most confident version of yourself, the one who achieves your goals and sets and attracts relationships that you desire, the one who truly is the most positive version. What does he look like? What clothes is he rocking? What's his facial expression? What's his daily routine? What are his habits? Creating the version of your ideal self clearly as you can, and you'll notice the gap. And when you paint the picture in more detail, you can close it, right? You can get closer to it and clarify, and then turn around and take actions in your day that start to get you to where you want to go. You might think, but I have to reach that version of myself. This thing is so far down the line. No, the moment you start working on closing the gap, you're removing the insecurity from your subconscious mind. Here's the thing. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between your imagined things and the real things, including yourself. That's why making a negative joke can actually be harmful to your identity and your mood, because your subconscious doesn't know that you're joking. So you introduce this new identity to your subconscious and you take action and provide justifications for your new identity. Progress. Step 3, embody your new authentic self. Here's the part that everybody messes up, okay? Nobody does step 3. They all try to embody their authentic self without doing it. Because now you have a clear vision of who your ideal self is, how he dresses, speaks, and habits, carries himself. Your subconscious is ready for that next step and that next version of you. But this isn't some future you, it's a version that's available to you to shift into at any given moment. You just need to clarify this. So once you got this first 2 steps down, you can embody your authentic self. And I know what you're thinking, but I haven't had these big accomplishments in my life yet. I haven't gotten the girlfriend. I don't have the friends yet. I don't know because blah, blah, blah. Okay. You're thinking about it the wrong way. You become the authentic self that gets things done. You got those things and then you become authentic. This is because the results lag, right? I stepped into this version of myself and the success came later on. The results followed. Confident me existed before the things happened, right? Because it was visualized. It's what every self-improvement person gets wrong, because becoming and this and becoming that, you're on a hamster wheel, okay? You're already there. You have to embrace that. But instead of becoming, just be. Insecure people are quick to disprove positive thoughts that pop up in their mind about themselves. But if you step into that authentic self, you can disprove all those negative thoughts, because you are providing yourself justification that no, I am him, I am it. One thing you can do right off the bat, establish empowering self-talk to yourself. Of course, affirmations don't work all the time because people don't believe them. But if you've had the foundations, you have that high level belief, I am, affirmations actually work to further and reprogram your subconscious mind. I actually started taking this more seriously many years ago. And I tell myself, I'm confident, I'm charismatic, I'm engaging. And of course, it didn't feel good right away. But I get more comfortable in social situations. And I noticed that my unconscious actions, they would flow. My body language, my eye contact, everything would reflect the very affirmations I told myself. So instead of what the old me would do, right, I would predict a future of what I would do, the new me. Automatically, success would find a way and I would achieve it. And when you're engaging this kind of positive self-talk, don't make the mistake of saying, oh, they will like me. Or you'll say things like me, I'll be likable. Because like I said earlier, it's not about the external, it's about the internal validation of yourself. And finally, now you can implement all those surface level tactics, those tactics people talk about, eye contact, being comfortable in silence, having good body language, techniques, strategies, opening, all the things, wearing the clothes to feel good. And it will make sense. It'll all add up. And listen, If you don't step into the new hero role of your life in a movie, you'll forever be an extra in somebody else's movie. Okay? So if you want to know more about program your subconscious and reprogram your mind, and in the description down below or in the comments, you'll find lots of resources, including amazing videos and things that you can do to further your life in this area and invest into yourself. Okay, so click the links down below or one of the videos that pop up here where I break down psychologically proven methods to make almost anyone like you.